We were shining brightly, reflecting the light of the sun. We were about to dance for joy, and yet we felt a heaviness in our body. Our legs were weighted down. We didn't know that we still had dross. Dross was in our diamond, and we knew that we wanted to clear this dross, so drastic measures must be taken. This is where we discover that we're like a ballerina that's too heavy to dance too well. We were like a diamond that needed to be cleared of the dross so that we could shine brighter. And we knew that we would do anything to find out how to fly as we once had done, only this time we were going to do everything the way that all that is would do it. We needed help, for we had so much to learn and so much to unlearn. So we stood up on our feet and we invited our brothers and sisters we had not known of from places far removed by time and space. We sought our space brothers to help us to ascend. They told us, that we were like a computer that needed to download, yet there was so much that must first be deleted before we would be able to accommodate the downloading. There was so much we had to unlearn. We needed help from our space brothers, and we were no longer afraid of our brothers from other planets. We found that they had always been among us and helping us, and had been waiting for the day when we would give up the hate and the fear. With their help, we began a restructuring of our basic form. New folds were called for, which did trim our legs that had been so heavy. We discovered that we were lighter, and we were dancing, and we were letting go of our fear and finding out a secret about ourselves. They showed us, how to lose the density that our bodies had accumulated. We found that we were lighter, and we danced more, and we were letting go of our fear and finding out a great secret about ourselves. For when you fold the legs of the fat ballerina in half, you become the torch. Now we were discovering that the light could shine from us, and that we were full of light, for we were all made from the same square of paper, that all that is. We were all the one God. We were discovering that we were ourselves the light, that it came from within our own selves, and the more we let go of dross, the more and more light came from us, extending like a searchlight, a beacon of light to warn all sailors of where the rocks were that were to be avoided. We were just like a torch, and we allowed our light to so shine that others could see the way. And I drew this like a torch in a harbor, showing where the rocks of judgment, condemnation, criticism, and gossip were that would sometimes wreck a person's ship. And we showed the way to the safe harbor. Now the next fold is the fold that will take you to the stage I call the angel stage. You have to take this and fold it both forward and backward, and to me the backward fold represents letting go of all the regrets and the guilt feelings and the hatreds and the prejudices of the past. And the forward fold means giving up the worry about tomorrow and the future. For once we realize that we're all one, then we have won. Just reverse the letters in W-O-N, one, and you can see that now we come into the N-O-W, the now, the present, and we will learn then how to live in the now. And so now we look like angels to all those who looked upon us. We wanted to point the way so others would learn about unconditional love. So we folded yet again and brought our 4 points up all together, and we had now become the crown. We were kings, we were rulers, we had won our crown. We thought about this. So many had wanted to have a king once so long ago. We had been told, "You need no king," but we were appointed one anyway. And there began to be many kingdoms, and many rulers, and wars, and taxes, and loss of freedom. We thought about how we had one more thing to do, for wearing a crown did not make us any more special than anyone else. Our crowns were heavy on our heads. It was not necessary to rule, we said, for wearing a crown had not made us more special than anyone else, and we did not wish to rule one another as we once had wished to do. Once we had wished to rule even the stars and the moon and the sun. So we gathered all of the crowns together, and we stripped them of their jewels. And yet again we folded ourselves just like a book. And when you fold this time, both forward and backward, you become the seed. So we were the seed, and we were beginning to sprout from the middle, and it was a head and a tail that wanted to emerge. So we just sort of stretched ourselves, and we discovered that we had found the dove. The dove had descended and ascended too. We were love. We were home. We could fly. We could soar. And no more was there any strings attached. No more heavy dross. And before us stretched an endless sky. We're soaring still, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of us. And we know that we are one. Now look in the middle of this dove and you will see there's that pyramid. I like to call it the phoenix arising out of the ashes. And we know our direction when we fly home. We all go at the same time. You know the story never ends. It just goes on and on, my friend. One day I started writing it knowing what it was, and I continue writing it forever just because. When I came to this part of the story, I thought, well, this is the answer. The story is saying because. All that is cause, and we are mostly just the effect. Until we know that we can become the cause, and we must become the cause. We have always been the effect and not the cause, but now it's time for us to become the cause. You might think this is the end of the story, but it continued on, and the rest of this to be continued in the next part, part 4, will finish out this story. And it gets even more and more exciting. So please go to the Dove Story Part 4 for the continuation of this story.